All right, welcome back to No Glitches Allowed 10, benefiting Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. I am your host, Jaypeg, and I am so excited to introduce this next run. As a big tabletop nerd myself, this game is absolutely very close to my heart. So this is going to be Baldur's Gate 2, run by Seriously Surly. Are you ready to roll for initiative?
100%.
Awesome. Then the floor, the board, the table is all yours.
Awesome. So hi, seriously Surly here. Baldur's Gate 2 Shadows of any percent, because even though we're not really breaking any of the game mechanics, there are a few things that are a little suspect, and we'll get to some of those pretty early on. So I'm just going to import a character quick. It's a base game character, so it doesn't have any of the equipment. It is not like being imported from Baldur's Gate 1 or anything. It's pre-generated it. It is Elven Mage Thief, Chaos Neutral, and then I put my belated good away in the corner there, Mr. Hobbs. Recently passed, unfortunately, so or Hobbs, but still gets to show up in D&D games and runs like this. So being a mage, we know some spells. That's important. Magic in this game is extremely broken. And that's about all you're going to know off the start. So we're going to play this on core rules, and time will start when I hit the Venture fourth button here. So we'll do that in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck!
Thank you. So the first thing we do is we wake up this dungeon. This girl ain't bothering us, so we don't like that. We're going to kick her party. So we're going to split up, and the first spell we're going to cast here is called Haste. Second spell we're going to cast is called Invisibility. So these two in combination are extremely powerful. Now we move fast, and we are invisible. So all these things that are around can't see us except this thing. They can see us. But he's magic too, so it's all good. But yeah, we just kind of wake up with really no context in this dungeon, and so we're just going to go through and talk to a head jar, hopefully not, and do a quick rest. On rest, we get our spells back. So I've got these bounds to hotkeys to make casting them faster. So I know which keys I want, and so I can just push a button and then target myself, and away I go, casting as fast as I can. This is a golem. He wants the thing that I had in my what I found next to the head jar. That's not good. We're gonna try that again. I need access to a few things. There we go. This happens all the time. You miss something, you get hit, you forget to take your auto-targeting off, and bad things happen. So we try not to have it, but this is what quick save code system is for. Very important. It is our main mechanic for like RTA time save. So basically, every time you reload the game, you start fresh at the top of the round. So the way Baldur's Gate implemented to turn with the time-based system is to basically what they call real-time with pause. And so it is functionally counting the rounds while real-time is passing. So every 6 seconds, something's happening. But we don't like waiting that long speedrun, so we're just going to skip past that quick save load. And certain areas don't like me doing that. Like this one. So we're going to see a bunch of red text here. So you'll see it turn green. It will happen. Just on the wrong end of that cycle. Then we can get a rest in a place that we're not supposed to get a rest in. And then I can do a quick round reset there, which is usually faster than waiting out 6 seconds. And then we can just kill that nymph. She wants to talk. We're not about talking. We're all about moving. Here is
Talking is slow.
Talking is slow. We want to skip as much dialogue as possible. We're not here for the story. We're here for a nice, fast trip through this game. So yeah, mirror image is used there. All mirror image does is reduce the likelihood that my main body gets hit. It's like the last time you're going to see it in this run. Useful now, not useful for the rest of the run. We picked a few things up in a chest. So we've got a sword now, we've got a potion of master theory, and we've got some summon. I need to redo my spell book. Get some more invisibilities on, and then I need a dire charm. I'm going to rest here, and then I'm going to save before I cast this monster summon. We're looking for 2 or more monsters. We can get 1, 2, 3, or 4. The weighting is such that 2 is the most common, and 2 is fine. 1 is the second most common, 3 and 4 are the least common. We want 2 mainly because one of them is going to die. Like, this is a foregone conclusion. In the next room there are imps, and they hurt. And we got the worst possible pairing, so that's great. Let's see if we can do this well, then. So we send everything in, and we're going to try and kill all of these cages. And I'm invisible, and because I'm invisible and I'm a rogue, a thief, I can backstab even the inanimate objects. So that makes a ton of sense. It's fine.
Just D&D logic.
Just D&D logic. Right, and that actually went really smoothly, so that was good. So we're just going to rest again, recast my haste and invisibility, and move right along. We're almost done with our starting dungeon. If you ever played this game casually, you'll probably remember that this took a while. There's no shops in here. Resting is kind of scary. There are many areas that you can get random encounters in. And a lot of these fights and set pieces are pretty dangerous. So, right away, start of the game, lots of danger and potential frustration, but rest right before we exit. Again, just getting our spells back, so we only have 1 copy of haste and 1 copy of invisibility. We need those. Now we are in whatever this city is called. It has a name. I have forgotten. I have sped-run the game for too long. I don't remember anything about the story. So, you get the speedrunner's version of it now.
We're making our own story.
Basically, yeah. This is Galen Bale. We don't like him. You'll see why later. But he's the basically the end of our first chapter. So we have escaped. We have now assigned ourselves a side in a war that we don't really know anything about. And yeah. But since we're in town, we're going to do some shopping. But first, we need to go to this graveyard and rest for a bit. It's important that we rest because we need it to be nighttime. As it turns out, we can only do shady stuff when it's night. Now we're going to head up to the bridge, and I'm going to do some shopping. And you'll notice something a little peculiar about this shop. So this is one of the fences in the game where you can sell stolen goods. That's important because we're a thief, right? So we can also pickpocket. And yeah, it didn't stall quite long enough for my run time, but you'll see what I mean here in a second. So I'm going to drink this potion of Master Thievery, and that just gets my thieving up high enough that we don't have to worry about failing. But now, I can just steal that wand from him and sell it right back to him. And we're going to be doing this a bunch more after I pick up a few more items that I will explain when I use them. But, Jaypeg, if you've got a moment to tell us about what we're doing, or if we've got any donations, now's a great time, because I'm just going to try and make about 115,000 money with Infinite Money Man here.
Absolutely. I will cover for you while you're doing something that is definitely above board. But what I would like to talk about is actually a complete-a-thon. So several members of our No Glitches Allowed team also work on staff for Complete-a-thon, which is an event that features completionist or 100% categories. This event typically takes place in the summertime. So again, feel free to follow us at twitch.tv/Complete-a-thon and Complete-a-thon on Twitter for announcements so you won't miss out on our next Complete-a-thon event takes place. Or if you would like to hear about something similar to this, there's also No Holidays Allowed, which is open to all kinds of speedruns and showcases that runners have to offer, not just glitchless runs. So if you would like to do something cozy and maybe not summertimey, you can also join us for that.
Love themed events. They're great.
Me too.
Almost done here. A couple more. So all of this money is going to a good cause, us.
Yeah.
Right? We're a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be going on a shopping trip here in a second, but we just met with a vampire. She seems nice. I'm going to try and get a rest in. They don't like us resting here for some reason. I don't understand. We're not doing anybody any harm. We're just sleeping in the streets.
No loitering.
No loitering, yeah. This nice potion lady here has a whole bunch of things that we want. These oils of speed and potions of invisibility. They're just haste and invisibility on potions, which is excellent. I'm going to drink that, put that up. And then we're going to go get probably our most important item, which is our Paws of the Cheetah. In order to do this, we need to do something a little goofy. And it might take a couple of tries, because death is a possibility. We are going to Dire Charm this guy up here. Dire Charm makes him a friend. He has a pretty high save. It's about a 55-60% chance that we get it. And because I'm playing, that's more like a 20% chance that I'm going to get it.
You have luck like I do.
I have great
Completely
RPG luck.
understood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's charmed.
I feel you.
Yeah. Now he's charmed. We're going to put on protection from magical weapons, and then we're going to have him attack his buddy here, because he's our best friend, not the people he leads best friend. I'm just going to wander over here. That guy who popped out of nowhere is very dangerous, but now I have these Paws of the Cheetah, which are great. And I'm going to leave. And what they do is they double my movement speed, but they also stack with my oils of speed, so now I move quad speed. Which,
you are zooming.
I am zooming. So that seems like a good thing to have in a speedrun. Now I'm going to go finish up my shopping here. First thing we're going to do is cast friends. So now we're very affable. We are everybody's best friend. And we are just going to wander down here, get a belt, a couple scrolls, and a couple pots. And unclick whatever I clicked way up here. So I don't want that, whatever it was. This sling. No slings.
Greetings, good customer.
And then grab a katana and a robe, and then Symbol of Death. We're stealing again. We bought the first things because, you know, we are an upstanding citizen sometimes, because not every shopkeeper allows us to steal from them. They have figured out how to put things behind locked doors. But then we're going to finish out by writing a few things to our spellbook, organizing my inventory, and we are good to go. Okay. Shopping's all done. Phew. This is the only shopping trip we make in the entire run. So what is in my inventory is everything, quote-unquote, that I need to complete the game. Which is pretty cool. Story-relevant cutscene here. We don't care. We need to come to the graveyard at night. Hello. This is Bodhi. One of her other vampires came to talk to us earlier. She's offering us a better deal. So we only needed to get 15,000 extra gold instead of 20,000 extra gold. So we just paid her off, and she's going to help us out somehow, but even 15,000 gold isn't enough for Bodhi. I still have to do tasks. And that's the other reason that we side with Bodhi here is the tasks are faster.
Sometimes it's just easier to work for a vampire. You know.
Sometimes it's just easier.
Normal things.
The first thing we do is wander down to the docks here. Try not to die. There we go. Okay. Potion got off in time. So, in the docks, we were just stealing some freight of some variety. It's heavy, which is why we needed the belt. Our belt has increased our strength to a fixed stat of 19. If you know your D&D, yeah, it's a good thing. Our stats otherwise on the character are pretty good. Like, they're not bad. But it's nice to just be able to fix a stat so high.
Nice and consistent.
Mm-hmm. Also means we need lower stats for our strength when we're rolling characters. That's an unusual encounter. Cool. See that one very often. Our second task is to kill this guy. Cool. That was fun.
Wow, that was really challenging.
Yep. Yeah, some nobleman, I think. I don't remember. He's just the guy that we swing a sword at. So unlike Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2, we actually do get to swing our sword and we actually care. In Baldur's Gate 1, you don't swing a weapon a single time. It's pretty great. But we actually interact with that mechanic in Baldur's Gate 2. Our third task here is actually pretty difficult and quite long. So the Shadow Thieves, where we got our boots from, we're going to head back there, but first we need to get a key. I'm also going to do some leveling. The leveling is important mostly for the health. It's also important for my spell slots, but I don't really care about those yet. I care about those once I leave this chapter. But we, remember Galen Bale? He talked to us earlier. We're going to try and backstab him, and we're hoping for a good damage roll and not misses. Again, This is pretty consistent, but, you know, things happen.
I'm just watching every tabletop session I've had play out in front of my eyes in real time.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Just, we have a reset button now, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But, yeah, it can get to be a lot. Run D&D games. That's the takeaway here.
Yeah.
Dice rollers. They're the best. So our first piece is to grab the key that was on Galen Bale. That lets us into the secret hideout under the hideout of the Shadow Thieves. Because layered hideouts. Seems good. Our next step is to get a key off of this guy. Cool. Put this on. Double check once I get up here. I did not get it somehow. Oh. Well, we're going to have to do the Galen portion again, unfortunately. It happens.
It's fine. It's natural.
It's totally normal. He has... The second guy we steal from has 3 items, and it's like a ridiculously high percentage chance that we pickpocket twice and get the item that we need. I just happened to get unlucky and not get it.
The hero is on the job.
Now these doors was very nice the first time, but they're hidden doors, and so you need to perceive them, and it's a hidden stat, and it doesn't have any actual, like, attributes in the game. I didn't get it again, so we're gonna check. I do have an autosave. Perfect. Much better than going all the way back to Gale. Alright, we have the thing. We have achieved the thing. Now we can put my magic on. So this is Protected from Magic. It's a very powerful spell. But unfortunately it takes all my buffs off. And now I need to put my buffs back on. And that's, you know, a little slow, but whatever. So now we're immune to magic, invisible, and fast. You know, stacking those buffs.
I don't know how everybody isn't seeing a giant protective orb shooting past them, but that's not important right now.
Not important. Yeah. The orb is not visible. It is also invisible. Don't mind the traps. They're harmless. Save here. Alright. So in this room is a very shiny guy, and we're going to use Symbol of Death and hope he dies. Perfect. Also had a key that we wanted. And then we're going to wander back to the front.
There's just a lot of guys holding keys in this game.
Yeah. Gotta have your MacGuffins.
Mm-hmm.
Just standing in some death fog. It's normal. Just perceiving doors. Needed to swing at that because I need these guys to move in formation for me. Thank you. So I can get past them. Very important.
Oh, let me just scooch right past you.
Oh, let me scoot right by you there.
And more death fog.
Yeah, now I'm actually casting the death fog as opposed to, you know, traps. Seems good. Gonna line of sight this mage. She's very dangerous. I don't actually want to get in a war with her. I'm gonna try and interrupt her castings. Perfect. Maybe. May have gotten the spell off. Oh, I need him to die sooner. How did you wander off? Good. Alright. Killed the guy we needed to kill. The demon got summoned. That's very bad. So we're going to try and get away before the demon kills us. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire.
Things are escalating quickly.
Yeah. There's no demon in this doorway. Totally eating my face.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's fine.
There he
it's
goes.
Fine. Yep.
I really like that 1 second cutscene hand.
Yeah. Can you tell I've died a few times? Very used to that. Showing up and just going, oh, skip. Next.
I was like, oh, just kidding.
Alright. Unfortunately, that is the most recent save that we can do, so we have to wander back around and wait for people to die again. So if you've got something else you want to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. I can talk about just exactly who we are raising money for, which is Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. So this is a dog shelter in Norfolk, Virginia. They work to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. Now, if you would like to donate them, you can type !donate in chat. But in addition to money donations, Go Rescue is always in need of supplies to keep the dogs happy and healthy. So they accept dry and canned dog food, bleach to keep the kennels clean, cheap paper towels, laundry detergent to clean up all the beds, furniture, and even vehicles. You can go to gorescuedogs.com and the How Can I Help tab to find their Amazon wish list. So if you would like to donate something a little bit different, you can also help the pups out in that way. All right,
Everybody, go help the puppers, because there's no help in this run at this point.
There might be demons afoot in this run.
There might be demons afoot.
But you know what aren't demon dogs? Pretty much the opposite of a demon is a dog. All dogs are good.
Dogs are wonderful. Can recommend.
Can we perceive the door? The door has been perceived.
Need them to move in a nicer fashion this time.
Hey, that one wasn't bad.
That one was not bad. Much kinder than the first two. Fortunately, they are taking damage back there.
Weapon ineffective. I just love seeing how quickly the stats are rolling by on the bottom telling you what's happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, a lot to take in.
The one we're waiting to die.
There we go.
Usually. Where my stuff? That's what I need to know, is where's my stuff?
I mean, rogue, so that's basically the point of being a rogue, is where's my stuff? How do I get more stuff?
Yep. Everybody but the mage is dead. This is officially one of those, I've never seen this happen before. This is a first. The drops happen. The drops do happen, I swear. I've got my quest pop up and I haven't gotten anything that I need. Monstrous. This is fascinating.
I am watching these attack rolls in utter fascination right now.
So we've managed to stalemate ourselves very thoroughly.
Oh my goodness. A nat one on an attack roll right at the end there. Oh, beautiful. This is performance art. This is how dice rolling games work, just so everybody is aware.
Yes, unfortunately, we get to see the absolute cream of the crop dice rolling tonight.
Gosh, I don't think I saw anybody roll above a 12 through that entire sequence.
Now Haas doesn't want to die. Oh, good things. Good things tonight.
Welcome to Baldur's Gate.
It's normally better than this. I could normally show it in a slightly kinder light, but it has chosen violence today.
There's got to be some poetic lesson here about how, like, thievery never pays off or anything like that. But for the rest of the run, it's probably going to pay off and be just fine.
Yep. I'm just going to wander up and down those stairs. Now I have at least a closer save point to the action, in case this goes sideways for the 4th time. I hope not.
Big money, no whammies, no demons.
Yeah, let's go with that. Seems good. Thank you.
They did not want to move out of the way for you
today.
They
did not. The archers just didn't want to even perceive me, which is also weird. Not
That's literally their job.
Right? Stand in the back and shoot at range. I'm not even invisible at that. It's great. Alright.
Alright, how we doing?
We've gotten the lack of perception. Things are not actively trying to kill me.
Good.
Fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx it just yet, but I think we're going to make it through. Perfect. And no demon has been summoned. We'll be able to just walk out of here easy peasy. Thank goodness for that. Stack together. Oh.
And I love how they just died in the death fog. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, hey, what's out in the hallway causing this?
Right?
You know?
Very much a vanilla game issue. There's a bunch of mod packs that have tried to change up like the AI and the scripting for all of it. So there are mod packs if you're looking for a slightly more realistic look that, you know, fix that. But this is vanilla. This is base game. We're just here to grab my wand and then get out of here. Okay.
I think the vanilla pack and the way that they just don't react is part of the charm.
It really is. The replayability gets a little hindered by it. Other than that, though, everything else is spot on. Because when you're playing through on your first round, all this, fog of war, you can't see through it, right? So you don't know what's around the corner. You're not sure what's there. So you're going to stumble into it and have to figure it out on the fly. Alright, so we did everything the Bodhi asked us to, and I'm going to ride a ship over to a place called Spellhold. And that's apparently important to the story. All I know is that this is my next spot to level and make sure that I set traps is at 100. And then to redo my spellbook. Spell traps, please. Thank you. Wait for Bodhi to wander off so that I can save and rest, and then use the first instance of Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is a wonderful spell. It reveals the map when you are outside. So,
ooh.
Yep. It's an important distinction. The when you are outside piece does not work in dungeons. And you'll see that we have 2 more, so we've got 2 more places that we're going to be revealing.
Admittedly, having it in a dungeon would be way too OP.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see where all the enemies are camped out.
It's already done.
So, we convinced somebody that we were mildly insane, and we got put into the asylum. Because apparently that's where Imowen is, the one that we kicked out of the party at the start. Apparently she's here too. But it turns out this madman with a grafted face is running the joint. So, good, solid asylum story. And he's going to do something nasty to me, and as a result, all of these other people in the jars are, well, going to have their souls ripped out of their body? That's kind of what that animation tells you, right?
Yeah. That looks like some souls leaving some bodies, especially the flop at the end of the corporeal form.
Mm-hmm.
Is a job for me.
We're gonna come over
Everyone's just
here.
like, wow, that was rough.
Yeah. Come over here. We're gonna put down a pair of traps. We are a thief after all, so we can put down traps. And then we're gonna use some skull traps, just 3. And then there's an angry guy there. That's Ball. If you remember anything about the story of this game, is that Ball is a bad guy. He's also the god of murder, who is dead. So some good irony there.
So what you're telling me is that in Baldur's Gate, Ball is for murder, so if you just take out the mur, you've got the whole plot right there. Ball, murder.
Basically, yeah. It's a good one. I hadn't
Can't
thought
believe
about
they
that.
Can't believe they spoiled it right in the title.
Of course, I bid you farewell, child of Baal. We shall not meet again.
So apparently that didn't go the way that John was expecting there. Also, great villain name, John.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to send us down into the catacombs of this place, because apparently it's an asylum, right? So it has catacombs. Again, very normal.
Mm-hmm.
Grab my wand of fire here. And try and do this the way Natcat sets this up. So Natcat's another one of our runners. Very, very, very good at this game. And has rerouted pieces of this recently. Part of it is how this combat gets handled. So we only need to kill some of the kobolds. We don't need to kill all of the kobolds. Ah. So yep, we triggered that, which is perfect. Now if I skull trap some things, be able to kill a couple more. Good. Another thing you learn running the game is spacing of your skull traps and your fireballs. Very important. See if I can pull that off. I'm gonna launch a fireball up here. Aggro this one. Actually, we're gonna skull trap this one. That'll kill that, and then I can come up here and whack this guy to death. While waiting for that round to reset, and then be able to do that, and we are good to go. It's actually pretty clean. Combat,
Yeah.
as you can tell in this game, is pretty time-consuming, to say the least.
Yeah.
So if you can have fun, quick strategies like that, we try to make use of them. So, thank you, Natcat, for
Now for the bait.
refining that and making that better. Also, shout out for Shadowfire Angel, who originally routed this game and made it, functional. Do this the hard way.
And Natcat is actually in chat for this run, so hello, Natcat. Thank you for your work on this game.
So there's an angry apparition that was trying to attack me, so I couldn't get my rest in to refresh all my stuff, so I have to do this kind of slow. But that's why we have this Wand of Fire. It is a D&D game, so we have to have fireballs, we have to have fire, we have to have explosions, right? This all makes sense.
The fire is really just a requirement.
And I got the bad grouping there, so I have to take the long way out. Happens. The game's done enough, just weird stuff. It can continue to do the inoptimal stuff. It's fine.
Being cheeky.
Yeah.
At once.
Yep.
The door opens to part of the asylum right in front of them, and they're just like, "Wow." Anyway, because you're invisible, you just
Yeah.
accept it.
It's fine. Everything's normal. Right, we're just gonna walk up, attack a troll, get them to follow me in the hallway, go invisible on them, and that's all normal, right? Have stone skin here, because there's a very, very slim chance that I would die without it. And just given how this game's been going today, we are going to put the safety on. But this is a hands-off section, so if you got another little message you want to plug.
There is death and danger
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. I can certainly do that. So just a reminder that we are raising money for Go Pet Rescue Adoption Center. And how are we doing that? This is no glitches allowed. You'll notice, just like in this gameplay here, this is for speed runs with very few glitches or without glitches entirely. So no major glitches, glitchless, maybe inbounds, something like that without significant tricks or skips. Everything that is just thoughtful, intentional manipulations is probably welcome here. And if you're interested in getting involved, finding out more, or seeing what we do next, you can join our Discord or follow us on Twitter to get updates about future events.
Excellent.
I'm here to
So we took a rest there. That's just because my spell count's super low. Typically, if we have a little better management, we can get through there without, but that's fine. Picked up some Minotaur horns. That's important because it allowed us to open that door. And now, we're going to use some of these fireballs. Try not to die to these kobolds. Come on, round. There we go. Game likes to get stuck every now and then. But we got these three. This one that just showed up. I was hoping he would stay back there, so then I could get the two on the side. But it has decided to not do that today. There are two more, but again, we're going to take another rest here. Just get my health back. Kill that one off. Try and get through another round reset.
I'm here to help.
In the ever so slightly faster than it allows me to. I'm going to take one last rest, and then we're going to put on Disintegrate, and spells, and drink our potion. Reset, save, and now we continue. So this is another one of those chance to happen things. We're going to use Disintegrate on this mushroom, and it first tried. Thank you.
Nice.
Love that.
Thank you, Mushroom.
Thank you, Mushroom.
Thank you for cooperation.
At once.
These are a bunch of riddles. I know them as 3, 6, 7, and I don't care. You know, the best kind of riddles.
Perfect. That's the speedrun answer. It's like, yeah, okay, I don't care. You're answering the riddle before they finish asking the question.
Yeah. Option 3. Option 6. Yeah. Do those. Perfect. Thank you. Put on secret word here. Put my wand of fire back on. There is an autosave here. I like to make manual save just in case. There we go. Okay. Nice little cutscene before. These are all the other inmates, so it literally a bunch of insane mages. We're gonna go fight John. Seems good. Just team up with a bunch of insane people, and
I have restored my soul and will work my revenge.
yeah, nothing can go wrong there, right?
I would argue that that's just a normal Dungeons and Dragons party. Is really the way
Pretty
that
much.
happens.
Yeah. There's a great reason why this is a solo run.
Yes.
Wanav down here is casting time stuff, so he's doing stuff. It looks like nothing's happening, but Wanav's happening. Once I get back control, I use a secret word here. This rips all the buffs that John's been so readily putting up. And then it's basically just my duty to shoot magic missiles at him until this door opens. And hope that the rest of my party members here don't aggro on me. Because if they attack each other, they get angry at me. And I don't like that dynamic, but, you know, like we just mentioned, party members. Hey,
Yeah.
there it goes. That was actually pretty quick. Like that.
At least with Magic Missile, you know what's going to do what Magic Missile does, which is not miss.
Yeah. And we're getting to be higher up in levels, so Baldur's Gate 2 starts around level 8, depending on your composition of race and class. So Magic Missile scales with your levels, and we're getting to the point that Magic Missile is still pretty handy. before it falls off.
There's always
So,
more for a
you know,
hero to do.
good things.
I should make a list.
We're hoping this door opens in a timely fashion, because otherwise we're going to get surrounded by a bunch of invisible things and not be able to move. That's bad.
Looks like luckily it behaved.
It behaved. So here we are underground, so naturally we are going to use clairvoyance, so we are outside, underground.
Once.
Don't question it.
It's not a dungeon, so
Correct. It's just called the Underdark. So we make it light.
we are in the Underdark.
Mm-hmm. You know your Forgotten Realms lore? Yeah. Yeah. We are in the angry place. But if you played this game casually, you'll notice that I'm not really going to engage in any of the story that happens down here. This is one of the
Probably
best,
wise.
like, hard sequence scripts. Like, we are very much doing the bare minimum that we have to in order to exit. It's a freeze screen. It's normal. Nothing bad has happened. The Drow War raiding party is just teleporting in. It's fine. They can't see invisibility any better than I can.
I mean, I would say that you can see your own invisibility pretty darn well.
Given how infrequently I am on screen right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna move over here. Where am I? I'm over here. It's fine.
If you can see it, it's fine.
Yep.
Tis a job for me.
Cast clairvoyance again, because you know this is definitely not a dungeon.
Do not question the matron mothers.
Then we're just gonna walk through this war. That's just a lot of angry things, and we, as we discussed before, combat's slow, so we don't want to deal with that.
We shall never surrender the hardwoods.
Got a big talking section. They're gonna do a whole bunch of lore dump on us, and that's good. But we're not interested, so this is the spacebar and one mash.
Perfect.
Well, I thank you.
It's just like, yeah, sure. Not
Yep.
important.
Thank you. Love this. Yep. Great. Thank you. We're moving. Then we're going to go back to our city here, and we're first going to run into a very famous party. If you remember, yeah.
I saw the names.
Fritz is going to help us out here. So is the rest of the party. They'll show up here briefly, but we're going to go take down Bodhi.
You are becoming an impressive pest.
That's important, right? Taking down the.
We went from helping Bodhi to being like, you know what, Bodhi, we're done.
Well, she's the one that kind of, shoved us into the pits underneath the asylum. So we're not on speaking terms right now. Yeah.
You are on fighting terms, though.
We are very much on fighting terms. Just need to wait for a few of these to follow me. Then everything should function as normal. We grabbed some improved hastes way back at our shop, and we're just going to cast one on Dritz, and now we can just watch Dritz go burr. Whack, whack. Whack, whack.
Dritz is good at that. Like, that's...
Very good.
There's a reason everyone knows that name.
Yeah. He also gets, like, some fairly insane bonuses against vampires. It's pretty great. They're not his favorite enemy, unfortunately, because then it'd be even nuttier. But
So have no fear, unless you are evil.
What is his favorite? I feel like I know.
All the fear.
Or like,
don't
did they,
actually
like,
remember.
pick one?
So it
I'd have to look at his stat sheet again.
welcome. You have been very resourceful,
Obviously, they made one.
although
It's
Yeah.
all searchable.
There's got to be a plot reason.
Yeah. I would think he might be in, like, the standard, like, drow camp of, like, Broger, the Underdark dwarves. But yeah, it seems a little off. Nobody in chat knows. Feel free to fill us in.
Go
Yeah, if anybody's got like the good old D&D lore.
Yeah, if you got the lore, I'm a speedrunner. I do not. Yeah, Dritz basically just carries that fight for us. Very kind of him. I'm gonna grab a backup just in case I screw something up later.
You must gather your party before
I'm so low.
it's already done. Oh no!
That is honestly the only exit in the game that does that to us anymore. And it's hilarious. And it's just because Dritz is very briefly technically part of our party. And so if he's still exiting the map, it triggers the response. It's alright. We get to hear the famous voice line. That's fine.
Your return. All has been
But
relatively quiet.
we are coming up onto the last chapter of the game after we get talked at some more. Because these elves really like to talk.
No further serious advancement. It is
Yeah. I would argue that's most elves
can be no mistake.
in
Sweet
this sort of lore.
Yeah, Forgotten Realms very much falls into the
what Irenius has done within the city.
elves are the long-lived, very slow to change,
Yeah.
very slow to act kind of race. Yeah, they live up to it in their writing here, so that's something. Moving a few spells around before I rest. Have to deal with another very story-heavy cutscene. Cool. We did it. We made it through the story-heavy cutscene.
Thank God, I thought it was never gonna end.
But now we are in the city, Silvnesselar, and it is full of these style of cutscenes that are not skippable, because now we need to watch the pawns move. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
The worst kind of cutscene, as far as we're concerned.
Oops.
Oh no!
Fat finger that one. There we go.
It's already done.
Do-do-do.
Oh no!
Oh.
There's always more for a hero to do.
Use up some of these last invisibility pots, because we need to go bribe a dragon. And the way we bribe a dragon is by putting all of our equipment on the ground. So everything that we want later, we're just going to put on the ground now. And I do a little bit more than Nat Cat does, and that's simply because I'm not as good. Any story-related items will not get taken, but everything else will. And I just need to make sure I had 35k. Let's see. Alright, so took everything I owned, and I'll just pick all the stuff back up and put it back on. Because I had enough on me.
The dragon just watches you put a bunch of stuff on the ground and then walk up and be like, I don't have anything.
Yeah. Normal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
So now we're back invisible. We're going to pick up a few more things, and then have a little bit of a break as a giant avatar gets summoned. Slight spoiler, but not really.
I mean, this game is it's a little old. I think
It's
if people
quite
are
old.
concerned.
I believe this came out in 2000? Baldur's Gate 2?
Let's look it up.
1 came out in 98.
Yep, it originally came out in 2000.
Enhanced Edition, I believe, was 2013 or so.
The hero is it's already done.
But we are playing on current patch, and the game's still getting updates, so, you know, things can
Which
change.
is incredible.
Yeah. Sword. Necklace got. Go.
The fact that you have to specify on a technically 23-year-old game something like current patch is
Yeah.
amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Started running on like 2.2 something, and they big overhaul for 2.5, and now they're in 2.6 something. Yeah, it's constant. It's great. Yeah, more of these unskippable action pieces. We put a sword, a goblet, and a necklace into a altar of sorts, I guess is what you call that.
I'm here to help.
And bad things happen to the bad guys. Yeah,
Which is good for us.
which is great for us. So now I have a harp and a horn, good bard items. There is a reroute. NatCat did a reroute for this, which uses the bard, and I'm very excited to sit down and finally learn that. Because Baldur's Gate 1 uses the bard as well. Bard is my personal favorite class to play.
They're very fun.
They're so versatile. It's hard to go wrong. Specializing has its purpose.
The hero is on. You
Just-
need me?
Just not the experience I'm after.
Who comes?
It's already done.
So we talked to a tree. We put the harp and the horn in the bard's hands, and now I'm going to do some other old school strats here, and put some traps down. And it's old school because we can do this a little bit faster with skull traps, but just given how this has been going, we'll not kill myself 6 times in an effort to
We'll just stay safe.
yeah.
The trap is set.
Trap down. Then we summon the things. Hope that they die. It's pretty common for them to linger for one, but then there's a poison tick, and then ta-da. Now we can haste ourselves and wander down the tree trunk. Do this 2 more times. So while I do this, we have one more thing to plug. Great.
Yeah, I absolutely can. So, we've been talking about, going to donate and everything like that, but how do you do so? Of course, somebody in chat just already typed !donate. That is one of the ways, but I would like to point out that just above Seriously Sorely's name is a QR code. So you can also, if you don't necessarily have like a keyboard or anything in front of you, if you just want to scan that, it'll take you right to the Tiltify page as well. We actually have already met final incentive for the marathon already, which is for the Tunic randomizer. So we have blown through the incentives, which I do just want to take a moment to say thank you for all the work that everybody has done to make that happen. That's so cool that we're not even remotely like down to the wire, and you guys have just knocked the ball out of the park. So seriously, thank you so much for that. And I can't say enough on behalf of No Glitches Allowed and also Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center.
We shall see.
Fantastic news.
We shall see. You are but a
But it does not
I'm here to help.
mean that you can't donate more money.
Exactly. We got there because of the hard work, but now we can just make it even better. Because it's a final day, numbers go burr is always the best way to end a marathon. And we do have a couple fantastic runs coming up too. Speaking of burr, as the screen shakes, perfectly normal things happening here.
Perfectly normal things happening. We ran off screen and attacked the darkness. Because we have to slide that reference in every D&D
I'm here
game.
to help.
So that was John. But as we killed John, bad things happened. So we're going to make a wish. And hope that things get better for us. And then I'm literally casting wish right now, so...
Yeah. It's like, good old wish, which is one of those spells where it's like, okay, I could add this to my spell book, but after I cast it once, what am I going to do?
And we wish to be anything that we want. So we want to be a Mind Flayer. And this allows us to eat brains. And
Awesome.
there we go. Brain eaten. Saravok down. If you remember Saravok from the first game, he showed up again. He's a very difficult fight. Do not recommend. Much easier to eat brain.
Not so much here. Yeah. You can just eat his brain. Just fix it that way.
So basically we're going through and we're being tested in various ways to unlock some orbs up here, and so we need to basically complete each of these challenges in some capacity or another. They're giving you options, right? Like this one, choose left or right. Good or bad things may or may not happen. We don't know. We do know, but the left one's closer, so... Oh, I wandered all the way in trigger. Thank you. Sometimes the triggers like to be a little slow. This one, we need to be brave, and so we're just going to borrow this cloak. It's made of bad things, but we're just going to ignore that because it's a cloak.
I do have a donation if we have a second.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this one is from our last runner, the fantastic, the wonderful, the talented Metroid Crime, donating $41. Donating $41 for 41 deaths in Neon Beats for the pups. Absolutely, this is all for the pups. So thank you so much, Metroid Crime, not only for your fantastic run, your donation, and all your time. And guess what? You all will get a chance to thank Metroid Crime in a little bit. Because she will be hosting for the final run of the marathon. So you can also all thank her yourself later.
I'm here to help.
Heck yeah.
Oh, and she's in chat. So you can thank her right now.
I'm here to help.
Oh, there we go. So we're just setting up some booby traps here. And I want to be fast. Okay.
I'm here to help.
So we did all the challenges, right? So now we can turn all of our stuff in, and a bunch of stuff is going to happen on screen here. But most importantly, we need to run away to not trigger these skull traps on ourselves. They have a radius, they can kill us. We know where John spawns. John was behind that door for some reason. And yeah, we're just going to nuke him with all that stuff.
Great.
Yep. So he's practically dead, and now we just need to hit a very tight window with a magic missile, and he should die. That's the goal. So, immediately pause, hit our magic missile, cross my fingers that that was good enough. Yep. And...
Nice.
cut.
GG.
So,
Absolutely.
other than that rough start, that went pretty well at the middle and end.
You know, there was a demon in the beginning, but that happens to the best of us.
Bad things happened. We got to see some new things that have not happened. So, you know, good marathon run.
Exactly. You get to show the game off in
Yeah.
all its glory.
Yeah, especially as a backup coming in kind of last minute here. Appreciate, you know, being able to come in and show this off. Like I said, there is a new reroute that has been done by NatCat, and very excited because now we have the ability to run the same character. We can run the same bard between Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2. So that will be in the near future, is a single character playthrough. But yeah, I'm Susan Sterling, and I can be found on Twitch occasionally, usually if I'm prepping for a marathon like this or others. Otherwise, feel free to go find another small marathon to support and go volunteer and help them out. They need it. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking us through this game. Fantastic, fantastic job. All right, so with that, we are going to go to our intermission screen and get ready for our next game. Again, that was Seriously Surly with Baldur's Gate 2 Shadows of Amn Enhanced Edition on the current patch. So thank you so much for your incredible work. Just such a fun game to play. So next up, we are going to have Mega Man X3. So while we get to a little stretch break, get comfy, move your legs around, and get ready for us to have some more fun in just a little bit. All right, everybody. Hello there. This is Jaypeg with No Glitches Allowed 10. Just to let you know, we are still working on some setup, but I wanted to talk about some things in the meantime. So we are raising money for Go Rescue, which is a dog shelter in Norfolk, Virginia. There are tons of things that you can do to help. You can either type !donate in chat. You could scan the QR code that is in the bottom right of your screen to go to the Tiltify page as well. If maybe you're interested in doing something a little bit different, you can also actually navigate to the GoRescueDogs.com site, and there are two fantastic things that you can do there. One is if you go to the How Can I Help tab, you can find a link to their Amazon wish list. And this is a different way to donate because you can donate supplies. They can do dry and canned dog food, bleach, paper towels, laundry detergent, furniture. Even they'll take donated vehicles to make sure that they are transporting dogs where they need to go. And the other thing that you can find on their website is under success stories. So this is for all of their adoption successes. So while we get ready, if you want to go check that out for some super cute puppy pictures and heartwarming tales, maybe watching the puppies that are going on in the montage in the screen has warmed your heart. You can do a little bit more of that by navigating to GoRescue.com's GoRescueDogs.com/success stories to go see some more cute pups, because in the end, that is what we are here for. All right, everybody, we are just finishing up a little bit of setup right now, but just a reminder that this is No Glitches Allowed 10, and if you are wondering just exactly what that is and what we're doing here, No Glitches Allowed is a charity event dedicated to speedruns with very few glitches or without glitches entirely. So this includes things like no major glitches, glitchless, maybe some inbounds, or any sort of other run that doesn't have significant tricks or skips. Or really, maybe if your game is a little bit like older or broken in some way, really just any glitch that does not help you at all may also be accepted. So if you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure that you join our Discord and follow us on Twitter to get updates about future events. And if you're interested, like I said, in getting involved behind the scenes, we always host volunteer applications before our events. They typically run alongside game submissions, and they're announced in our Discord and on our Twitter. So if you keep an eye on that for production, maybe social media, or hosting live on the mic like I am doing right now, you can sign up for those volunteer slots. And if you're just looking to volunteer for the first time, you've never done it before, that is A-okay. We have guides, we have support. There's a fantastic team behind the scenes ready to help you out and take the plunge. We would love to help you get your foot in the door. So just stick around for a couple more minutes as we get ready, and I will be back with you in just a second.